Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to episode 206 of Constructing Los Dangeles. How's everybody doing? We are back on this city today, ready to continue to make some progress. So last episode, right at the end, I gave you guys a little sneak preview of what was to come for today's episode, and that was what we were going to do with this plot right here. So you might have a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to be doing with this, but a lot of people chimed in the comments, and I really appreciate it. It seemed like the majority of you chose the golf course idea, the mini golf, little putt-putt idea for the plot on the other side of the street from the beach. And I think that's what I'm going to do for this. So that's what I'm going to follow through with. The Wawa idea was cool, and you guys also had some other cool ideas in the comments, like build a larger version of nether leather. I thought that was a really cool idea. But I think I am going to go with the putt-putt course, and I'm going to make this thing as fancy as I can make it. So I just started fiddling with it right here, just a little bit, just so I could get some ideas to start the episode with. This is most likely not how the holes are going to look, but, well, they'll look something like that, but I might switch those up a little bit. But I was just really trying to get a scope of how big these things were going to be, is to see if I could fit this thing as an 18-hole course or a 9-hole course on this plot. And I'm not 100% sure still. You know, if that's 3 holes right there, you think if you do like columns of that amount of space, I might be able to get 6 columns across, which would be 6 times 3, which is 18. I need to change my batteries on my controller. But I really got a lot of ideas for this, guys. I was thinking making it kind of like a beachy theme. So I might put some tropical trees kind of scattered throughout the plot, like in between all the holes. Maybe put like a river running through the middle. That would be some cool stuff. I'm not trying to make this thing challenging by any means, because it's a freaking putt-putt course with ender pearls. It's not supposed to be like a difficult course like my actual golf course that I built for Ender Golf. So this is going to be real simple. I was thinking about possibly putting like a capsized or maybe a shipwreck in the middle, like a pirate ship. That would be cool. Maybe a waterfall in the back. So we have a bunch of ideas for this. So I'm just going to kind of get started here today, guys, and just go for it. I do want to show you guys how this works, basically. So I just made a bunch of sample holes, like I said. As you can see, if you kind of like, you got to get the line up here, but you can kind of toss them and try to get the hole in one. I think I'm going to do par 2 on every hole, no matter what the distance is. So obviously, I would just go ahead and make par right there. Actually, I might have bogeyed that, but whatever. I'm a little bit rusty on my Ender Golf skills, but the point is, your feet have to get on the like the gray wool block, which is like the hole. As long as your foot is in any way touching the block, that's kind of how it works. And I think might have gotten the angle there. It's a little bit too close to tell from Xbox 360 resolution, but that's just kind of how this works. So again, you know, I could cut the corner here. Even though like you were thinking, well, what's the point of putting all that out there when you can just kind of, you know, go like that and cut the corner? I was thinking about like making obstacles and trees and swinging vines and stuff like that, like above the holes. So you can't just cut the corners and things like that. So I think I might actually just keep these basic hole ideas here. Maybe start to put a river in today and just start to add some trees and things like that, and just kind of make it look natural and cool. So let's just get started, guys. I'm going to grab some water, and I'm probably just going to need some dirt. Will probably be a good thing to have for this. But I also know this one more thing I need to do before we get any further here. I need to make a little booth here for the clubs, so like where the little person sits, and, you know, takes your money, they charge way too much for this kind of stuff, and you can get your clubs and your balls and your scorecard, and you can go out on the course. So I don't really have an idea for that, because I kind of just thought about that now. So I'll think about it a little bit. Maybe we'll do that later on in the episode. But anyway, let's get over to this part. If I have like a river or a pond coming through here, and this is where the modded controller comes in handy, I can just kind of break this real quick. And basically, I'm going to have just like a river running straight down the middle of this course diagonally, like on this plot. And then in the middle of the plot, I'm thinking about expanding it, making some sort of pond, and then having a shipwreck of some sort of pirate ship or something like that. And maybe we can call the name of the mini golf course like Pirate Swamp or something fancy and fun. You know, something clever. So we'll do something like that. And that came across like way too zigzag. I need this to be a little bit more randomized. Let me just kind of take parts off of it real quick. There's no rhyme or reason to this. And then in the middle here, I'm going to just make a big space. I'll just like knock this all out here, so I have enough space to build a shipwreck, which I have no idea how I'm going to do that yet. It's really just an idea. Preliminary ideas, but it's always cool to bounce ideas off of things. And that's another thing I appreciate from the comments, guys. You know, when it's just me thinking of ideas all the time, you know, sometimes I, you know, get tunnel vision or builder's block or something like that. And it's always good that you guys are leaving me cool suggestions of something that like maybe I never would have thought of, which is always nice to have like that creative environment, you know. So I appreciate it, guys. And even though I have not been answering any question of the day lately, I still, you know, you still can write them in the comments or send them to me on Twitter. I'm just looking for really great questions nowadays. I'm gonna start getting like real picky with it. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been rolling with that. But yeah, I'm just gonna start off with some dirt here and just kind of fill in the water, and then I can kind of fix it from there. But guys, I think we need to start to address the elephant in the room while I'm doing this, and that is school. So my semester has unfortunately started back up at college. So you know, I have this kind of issue every year in the fall where, well, pretty much at the beginning of every semester, where I'm trying to figure out my schedule, figure out times that I can record and work around my schoolwork and things like that and my classes. So I'm in that period right now, guys, for the first like week or two of the semester where I'm trying to figure out what times I can, or when I can find time to record and when I don't have time. And that takes a little bit of time to get used to, just coming off the summer break when I have pretty much any time of day I can record. So I'm still working on that, and if the production on the channel goes down just a little bit over the next week or two, that's why. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, that's kind of something I want to address, because that is always an issue every year, and this is now my third year of starting up school from the summertime with YouTube. It's amazing that I started my channel when I was a freshman in college, and now I'm starting my senior year of college. So it's time flies for sure. But I've been having to deal with this issue the last couple of years, and it'll work itself out. I'm not too worried about it. I do have to make some changes to my schedule just in terms of when my classes are, because right now my schedule is pretty bad. So I'm optimistic that I can make some changes to it to make it just a little bit more less time consuming, I guess I could say, because right now I have like a 4-hour break in between one of my classes, and that's just simply not enough time for me to come back and then make videos and then render them, because, you know, my videos on my channel aren't your standard videos where, you know, it'll take like 5 minutes to record and render. No. This stuff takes a long time. Not only do I have to, I spend sometimes hours doing brainstorming and off-camera building. So, for example, for Los Dangeles, I do a lot of off-camera building to, you know, prepare for episodes. Some days more than others, but you know, that takes a lot of time. Off-camera building, it takes probably the most time of anything. And then obviously, like I said, the brainstorming aspect of it all. You know, I have to actually record the videos, and it's hard to find time for that, where I can get some quiet. So all that stuff, and it's something that you have to balance. And it's definitely takes some good time management skills for sure. But yeah, videos for my channel take a lot longer than you would think. So it is difficult to get one out every single day that's like 20 minutes long, because that's usually how long my videos are, to get them out every single day when I'm a full-time college student. So it's a lot harder than it seems, so just bear with me a little bit if I rant on Twitter occasionally. I'm just trying to vent. But anyway, so this is a basic sketch of what this is going to be. I'm going to expand that probably even more in the middle. Build the shipwreck, build holes around it. I was thinking about even like on the shipwreck, we could have like a hole go up the deck, like sideways. I think that would be really cool. I just kind of have this idea in my head, and I just need to, you know, just go with it. So next thing I need to do, I'm just going to go hole by hole and just add some detail. That's my next goal here, guys. Just kind of grab all these miscellaneous blocks. I'm going to grab some leaves and some ferns, and I'm just going to spam stuff. Pretty much is the plan. I'm going to put like a big sign here, I think, that goes like way up. Probably plant some trees on this grassy space here. But I'm not even sure if I'm even going to level these. Like, that was another thing I was, you know, trying to consider when starting, was if I was going to level this grass here. It is nice that this isn't desert grass, so I can actually use it. But I was thinking about, you know, how these first few demo holes that I kind of started with are above ground by 1 block, and I was trying to decide whether I wanted to keep that for the actual thing, but I actually might lower it into the ground. We'll try it on this first level here, see how it looks, and obviously you have to stand between the two fences here, the dark oak wood fences. That's where you stand to get started. But yeah, that's where I think I'm going to lower it 1 block, and then I'm going to put slabs around it, because you tend to have that on little miniature golf courses, where you have the, I guess there's just like the barricades around the edges of the greens. I guess they're all greens. Yeah, I guess they technically call them fairways, but they're not really fairways. Definitely a lot different than building an actual golf course, which I have done. Built the Ender Pearl golf course, which is one of my favorite builds ever. I loved that, and I want to make a new one of those soon. Once we finally migrate this world over to Xbox One, I'm definitely going to build another golf course on this world. Obviously, the first one I didn't have space for on this world. I would have loved to have added it, but that golf course is really fun to play, and I'm definitely going to be giving it another go and building another one soon. So I was thinking about actually like lowering that in the ground. I wonder if that might be like easier to tell. It would actually be, if you think about it, that would actually be like a really good way to measure hole-in-ones. You'd have to get like right in the middle, like actually land in it. I never really thought of that before. I wonder if that's actually a good idea. Let me do a little practice throw with these marble-looking ender pearls in this texture pack. All right, so I wonder if that's like a better way to do it. Did that make it more difficult? Did I just? Yeah, see, like that normally would be a hole-in-one on like my normal game, but right there, that's not you're holed out there, so or not holed out, but that would be a hole-in-one, which is kind of funny. I'm just kind of indented in the ground. Maybe I will do that for the for this course, because it is like really there's nothing to this really. You just kind of toss it. There's no difficulty at all, like the actual Ender Pearl golf course. So again, that would be another hole-in-one, but I'm gonna make it difficult and do it like that because I think that'll make it more fun. So maybe we'll do that throughout the course, and then I need to put slabs around this, just so there's actually like a border on each hole. I think this is going to look pretty good if I just add a lot of greenery, shrubbery, just kind of make it look cool. I always used to love the these miniature golf courses when I was younger. I still like them a lot. But there's where I live, there's a bunch of cool ones. Well, actually, that's a little bit ironic that I say that because I did a mini golf vlog on my second channel a few months ago with a couple of my friends, and we went to like the worst miniature golf course in the entire state, I swear. So that was probably not a good example, but there are some really cool ones in New Jersey, so I like playing those a lot. And when I was younger, I don't really get a lot around to playing miniature golf anymore just because there's no time, but it is still super duper fun, and regular golf as well. But anyway, we have our first hole here, and then what I want to do is just kind of spam some blocks around it. So I'm going to add some grass and some dirt and just kind of just place this all over. So I'm going to just kind of spam it, really. I need to probably put like a base underneath it here, so I have space for placing down sand and cobblestone, because those are going to be a couple of other important spammy blocks that I'm going to add. So probably going to have to just kind of run an entire lining of gray wool underneath this thing, or whatever block. It doesn't really matter what block it is right now. Punch a hole. Wait, that's not a good spot. That's not a good spot either. Here we go. All right, so basically I'm just going to just, put some sand in, put some gravel in. It's going to look good. And just kind of just put this all over the place. Now I'm going to add some shrubbery on this thing. So I should probably grab that. Let's grab some leaves. So we got some ferns and some spruce leaves. We'll put those on the cobblestones. Place that there. And that's going to be a theme throughout the entire the entire course pretty much. So we'll do that. And then what I think I'll do is just on the edge of the courses, I'll do something like this, where I will lower this, and then that'll be kind of like the exit to the next hole. So I'll break this down here. Obviously, this is all up for change. This was just kind of my little demo that I had in mind. But I think this is going to be a cool idea. I'm still not even... I keep going back and forth on what I want to do with that space over there. I have so many ideas, but I just have not gotten to it yet, and I still don't know which one's going to work the best. So, I mean, you guys can still give me ideas for that space, but I really kind of have a couple of things in mind. So I'll kind of just... I got to get to that eventually. No, it's one of the things on the list. One of the many things that we have on the list for this world that needs to get done. So, in due time. Let's see here. So I'm going to grab some grass blocks here. Another thing about me starting school is I don't have as much time to build on the world, like I said earlier on. So that is a little bit annoying. I wish I would have gotten a little bit more done in the last few weeks of the summer. I did get a lot done. I did the entire interior on the Bedrock Tires factory in the last few weeks after I got back from my last trip. I did the entire City Hall interior, which was a great thing to finish. I did the police station, finished the interior on that. I don't even think I've shown that. on video yet. We'll do that on the recap episode. I worked on the hospital interior last episode. I worked on that a little bit more off camera afterwards, and I've kind of got that in the right direction. So a lot of the interior stuff is, you know, it's getting there, and we're just working on some outside stuff today, which is cool because doing interior every episode gets a little bit boring. Because I know for me personally, interior is something that, you know, gets a little bit slow. So I'm imagining it's probably the same for you guys. All right, so we're gonna break that, and then I'm gonna push this all the way into the ground and grab another gray wool. There we go. So there's holes 1 and 2. So what I should probably do here is grab some more dark oak wood fences, and that's, you know, that's gonna be the theme. I'm gonna be using dark oak wood fences on like everything now on. So right there is gonna be your tee off space. I'll probably put a tree here so you can't just cut the corner. So this one will be kind of a tricky part 2, right? So maybe this course will be a little bit harder than I thought after all. Let's go ahead and test the hole here. What I love to do when I originally built my Ender Pearl golf course is I loved finishing a hole and then getting a chance to test it and make sure it was perfect. I tested those things like, you know, a lot, like hundreds of times throughout the entire course to make sure that every hole was playable and perfect and like at a good enough difficulty level. So right here, you know, that's going to be a bogey for me. I did not clutch the little dropper in here, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. Let me see. Let me just kind of start myself from here. I wonder if you just aim straight for the pin, if that'll work. Nah, that's not going to work either. So it's going to take some time to get used to this new mechanic that I just thought of, so that's fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and break that and just open up that space. And there we go. We have our first 2 holes kind of finalized at least. So now let's plant a tree right here because that's something we're definitely going to need. So I'm going to just kind of clear my inventory real quick and grab all that stuff I need again. I need oakwood saplings, and I need some glass to put above that because we're going to do some tall trees. That's the only thing we accept here in Los Angeles. So we'll do a tree right... Actually, I think I'll do the tree there. I think that's a good spot for it. So let me go ahead and grab... Actually, that's all I need. Place that there. And on top of that. And then let's just go ahead and spam it. And then hope that we get something good, which is great. We just got something first try. That's awesome. All right, and then we come back through and just kind of spam the cobblestone throughout the whole thing, and come in and spam the sand, and come in and spam the gravel, and come in and spam the grass. And this whole thing is just going to have a ton of detail. I might modify this tree a little bit so it looks a little bit more tropical, because it is just kind of like a basic oak tree. I might even just build like those trees throughout the whole place instead of these because they don't really match too well. And then what I might do real quick is just take some leaves and just kind of drape them down a little bit just so you can't cut the corner. So these leaves are kind of blocking your path, I guess. So I'll kind of just have these go down a little bit because from right here, that would be kind of tough to cut the corner. Maybe we'll just do another one like right there so it's really tough. All right, if you can sneak through that, then you're just a champion. I'll probably lower this one down 1 extra. Take another one down like right there. Just so it's like it's super duper difficult to cut the corner there. You know, it's hard for me to kind of, you know, force the rules, but you know, adding stuff like this to Los Angeles just helps the world because, you know, it's just one extra little thing you can do on the world once the world's up for download. Can I snake the corner there? Well, you know, I could, but I completely whiffed. That would have been out of bounds and a stroke penalty right there. I can't even see where the hole is, so I guess I gotta aim low here. So let me go like right there. Well, that was actually a really good shot. I'm floating above the hole. I'm gonna give myself a hole-in-one right there. I bet you if I like unflew, I would be good to go. Wow, how am I standing on this? I am completely floating. Anyway, well that just doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way to make this like, you know, so you can't cut the corners. I might just do, you know, something like this. Just take some leaves and just have them there so there's no way you can get through there. Just a complete blockade. But yeah, it's kind of fun doing stuff like this. That tree looks really weird now with those vines coming down. Just looking at it. I might actually get rid of that and just find another way to close off this space because that looks a little weird. All right, so let's just scrap that. It looks so much better as just like a basic oak tree. That's a nice looking tree, by the way. That's just a beautiful tree right there. That is just a solid job on that tree. So anyway, moving on to the last hole for today's video, guys. We're just going to start off with 3. I'll probably do, you know, the first 3 today, and then I'll come back to you guys, maybe do like some other parts of this thing. This is going to be a fun little mini project that I just like basically just thought of this idea like a couple of days ago. So it's kind of fresh, it's kind of new, and it's fun because that's the whole thing about Minecraft, building fresh, fun, new stuff. All right, so for this one, I'm thinking about doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be the space opened up here. And again, you know, we're breaking this because this is not finalized by any means. So I'm just going to kind of just blow that off. And this is going to be into the ground like this. And then basically I'm just going to have this go all the way down. This is going to be kind of like a horseshoe shaped hole. So this will go all the way to the wall, come back down this way, and then go around the wall here. I think that's how it'll work. Hopefully. Something like that. And that'll kind of just wrap around. So this is going to be like a horseshoe. So you'll tee off from right here. You'll have to go to here, and then here, and then here. So this is obviously going to have to be more than a part 2, or I'd just be, you know, you have to be like a PGA pro. You'd have to like loop it over the tree, because I'll probably add another tree right here. So you have to loop the ender pearl over the tree and then hope you land on the green, because I think everything outside of the stone slabs is going to be out of bounds, which is going to be a 2-stroke penalty. So I'm pretty sure out of bounds is only a 1-stroke penalty in golf, but I don't know. I'm just making up my own rules for this pretty much. It's mini golf anyway. We don't need regulation rules. All right, so let's just break this and put the grass into the ground. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this originally, because I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be desert grass, but then I started placing it down, and I didn't really think about that when I first thought of the idea, and I was worried that it was going to sabotage the entire project, but luckily this is just regular plains grass, or just normal, you know, forest grass, or whatever you want to call it, oak grass, and it's not the disastrous, that's just a way too big of an over-exaggeration using that word, but just the awful yellowish, pukey looking color that comes with the desert grass when you're using the grass blocks, which I am not a fan of at all, and I don't think anybody is. If you like that, then, you know, more power to you. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's liked the desert grass, but, you know, we're all different. All right, so I'm going to just kind of take that away from the wall just a tad, because I'm going to, obviously, there's going to be the green out here, which is going to be extended a little bit. So this is going to go out. And this is something I love, because I love golf, so, you know, doing stuff with golf and Minecraft is always fun, because it's combining two things I love. So, you know, this is fun for me. If you're not into golf, you know, it's still fun, because it's mini golf, you know. How can you not love mini golf? Mini golf is a classic. All right, I should probably extend that like this. So, yeah, this is going to be like a little horseshoe, kind of. Wait, is this going to spell out a word? Hold on a second. Yeah, so I guess it just says JU with a sideways 8 or an infinity sign or something. I don't know, but JU so far, whatever that stands for. That's funny though. That's just kind of, I should like write out letters with this. That would be really cool actually, if I wrote out something like, maybe, I don't know if Los Angeles would fit, but that would be really cool. Just like a small little subliminal message or something like that when you're looking at it from aerial view. Kind of like how those like farmers like out in the middle of the country, they kind of like do those big murals in the grass. Like those are always really cool. That'd be something like that, I guess, when you're looking from an aerial view. All right, so right here would be the hole, kind of at the top of the green, I guess you could say. And then I'm gonna add my two little pillars, there are pegs there, or whatever you want to call them, the starting line. And there we go. We have our third hole put in, and then of course, you know, I'll come in later on and add another tree right there. Add some more leaves on the ground and some more spammed blocks coming through the whole thing. There's gonna be the river. I'll probably put a waterfall like right up against this hill. That would make a lot of sense actually, since there is a hill right there. So that would be really cool. And make like a waterfall hole. I was thinking about doing, this might be a crazy idea, but I was thinking about having like one of the holes kind of having a visible tee shot, and you actually have to like throw your ender pearl through the waterfall. I'm not even sure if that's possible or not. If you can even throw you can throw ender pearls through water, right? I don't think it drops their trajectory too much if it just goes through like one block of water. Obviously, if you're throwing them underwater, it's a different story. I can show you right now before we end the episode. You know, these things, I'll stand right here. These things travel when you're just on regular air, but when you go underneath the water, look at these things. Hopefully you guys can see, but these things, they don't go anywhere. They go about 5 blocks. So I wonder if that would like knock it down or anything like that if I had it run through a waterfall. Either way, I think it would be really cool. So at least we have a nice start here today, guys, with this thing, just kind of refining it and putting in all this design. But I like this so far. I think this is going to be a really cool little addition to the world. Just something fun, and it's an extra little mini game for the final product of the map. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, give it a like and leave your question of the day submissions in the comment section, or just leave a nice comment or whatever you want to write. A suggestion. I will read everything. And if I find a really great question of the day, it will get featured in the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. I'll see you guys on episode 207 of CLD. I'll be doing a recap episode on 210, so look out for that in a few episodes. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and peace out.